friends, I want to explain something to you guys about our survival states, our nervous system. So I'm going to share my screen. Over here we have fight or flight, rest and digest, and freeze and fawn, right? And quite often we are, as women, we're swinging between fight or flight and freeze and fawn, and we don't really sit in this rest and digest phase at all for a lot of us. So in fight or flight, we're feeling stressed with work. It's kind of because of that stress, we kind of get this surge of some sort of energy, and we might be feeling jittery and threatened. And then when that gets all too much, we swing all the way over here to fawn and freeze. So we're like we're shut down, we're exhausted, we're depressed, we're sleeping a lot. We're finding it very difficult to just find any kind of energy to get motivated, like zero motivation. We're very detached, we're feeling quite numb and frozen, right? So when we have, and you might think, oh, you've exhausted, you might be resting, and maybe I need this rest. But it's not the kind of rest that you're getting quality rest in. This is actually another survival response. So what happens is, for us to then get energy and feel motivated again, we swing all the way back here to stress so that we can actually get some kind of energy and get something happening in our lives and achieve some of the important things that we need to do, or stuff with work and all that sort of thing. So we're just swinging between the two here, the fight and flight, the freeze and fawn. I mean, very rarely getting any kind of rest and digest, which is the healthy part of our nervous system, where we're feeling calm and relaxed and connected and creative, and we're very, our nervous system feels very soothed and nourished. So what do we do about this? What do we do? And the other thing is, when this trauma is unresolved, it imprints itself onto our nervous system and this becomes rewired for survival instead of safety. So women who have lived like this for decades in their fight and flight, freeze and fawn mode, often we don't even realize that we are still stuck in those states of survival, because it kind of becomes our normal. And by the time we reach our 50s or beyond, 40s, 50s, somewhere around there, if we haven't had the space and the support to truly heal, this is where we start experiencing things like autoimmune diseases, chronic stress and burnout, and even when life feels calm. And we experience this emotional numbness or emotional reactivity. We swing between the freeze and the overwhelmed states, right? This is where these autoimmune issues like our gut health or gut dysfunction, chronic fatigue, all the signs, the nervous system is dysregulated. And this creates this loss of purpose and identity in our lives. And we sort of think, maybe it's because, I've hit this age and, I'm like wondering what's going on in my life now, and things have shifted and changed, and I've lost my identity. We get that often with the empty nest syndrome, but a lot of it could be because of the nervous system, because it stays wired for survival instead of thriving or expressing. And we have this persistent people-pleasing, over-giving, and that gives us this inability to rest or receive without guilt. And the longer this goes on, the more the body and the soul are disconnected. So healing the nervous system, especially through energy work and breath work and body-based practices, gently restores that natural rhythm of rest, safety, trust, right, and expression, and it brings us back to you. So one of the things we need to do is we want to widen our riverbank to be able to receive. So to do that, we need to start training our brain to start looking for, I call them blue things that are calming and soothing. It could be anything in your day, and just taking that moment to breathe it in. Because quite often, for example, you might see a bird flittering by in the trees, and we don't take notice of it. It's kind of in our awareness, but we don't sit in that present moment and just absorb the aura and beauty of that, because those sort of things, they calm the nervous system. They're very healing. That's why people say get out in nature. Could be the smile on a child's face. Take a moment and just breathe that in and enjoy that moment. So we want to start collecting in our day more blue moments. So if red was signaling screaming at us at like harm and threats and stress, and blue was signaling to us of calm and soothing and safety, you want to be looking at more, try to find more blue things in the day, because at the moment, if what I'm saying resonates with you, you're probably finding that you're seeing and noticing all the alarming things, all the stressful things, all the things that are going wrong, and all the things that are causing you this fight or flight and this dysregulated nervous system. So to regulate and to train yourself to hold because what will happen is great things will happen and you won't be able to hold those great things. You might be dreaming that I would love to have this happen or that happen, but it will be so difficult, because if you have such a fractured riverbank, great things flowing in, that's a lot of pressure to hold. That's a lot of wonder, and the energy of that wonder is quite high. So we want to create this structure in our riverbank to be able to hold all the wonderful things that are going to come to you as well. So it's one of the things that I show people in the iRise program, because we're going to start shifting from where they are now to absolute amazement. And I want these clients to be able to hold that amazing things that are happening for them in their riverbank. So start now looking for the blue things in your life, all the things that are just soothing and wonderful, and just start touching your precious heart. So if you're a woman over 50 and you feel like you've done all the work, right, and you still feel stuck, this message is for you. You know, maybe you've been to therapy, maybe you've read all the books like I did, tried to stay positive, all the, positive affirmations and things like that, but something still feels off and you're tired and you're just in your body, but you're not in your soul. Okay, here's the truth. If you haven't healed your nervous system and the energetic root of the trauma, you're not broken, you're just still in survival mode. And this is why I've created the Healing to Harmony. It's a 3-day energy healing challenge for women ready to rise. Together, we're going to reconnect you with your body's wisdom, release the stuck emotional energy, and really help you begin healing in a way that's deep and soul-led and lasting. And you'll learn why logic alone cannot heal the trauma. We've got to get out of the head, right? You'll be able to experience a body-based meditation to release that stored energy. You'll discover a path that leads not just to feeling better, but to remembering who you truly are. And so if you're tired of carrying this pain, you're ready to rise into peace, power, and purpose, just comment energy. I'll send you the details. The spots are free. But the live space is limited to just 10 women. So if it's time to come home to you and you're ready, just comment energy below and I'll be in touch.